Have you ever noticed how certain patterns in your communication seem to hold you back? Maybe you've been trying to manifest your desires for a while now, but things just don't seem to click. The law of attraction teaches us that what we think, we attract. But it's not just your thoughts, it's also your words. And if the words you use hold negativity, fear, or doubt, they can seriously block your manifestation efforts, especially during a potent astrological event like the full moon in Gemini. And now we all know Gemini is a sign of communication. This air sign thrives on speaking its truth, exchanging ideas, and staying curious about the world. A full moon in Gemini brings incredibly heightened energy to all things related to how we talk, listen, and express ourselves. It's a powerful time to fine-tune the way we relate to ourselves and others, and a key opportunity to remove any toxic communication habits that are preventing your dreams from becoming reality. Today, we're digging deep into the 5 specific communication habits that might be blocking your ability to manifest under this full moon energy. Along the way, I'll show you how to shift these patterns and fully align your words with your desires so that you can channel the dynamic Gemini energy for your personal growth and manifestation process. Let's dive in. Let's start with the first communication habit, negative self-talk. This is something most of us do, often without even realizing it. Maybe you've caught yourself saying, "I'm not good enough," or "I'll never be able to do that." We can be our own worst critics sometimes, and it's easy to fall into a pattern of using these harmful words when we talk to ourselves. But here's the thing, when you consistently engage in hurtful inner dialogue, you're subconsciously reinforcing a message of lack and limitation. It's like you're sending out a signal to the universe that you believe you're undeserving of what you're asking for. This low energetic vibration makes it impossible to attract abundance. Think about it. If you're constantly telling yourself that you can't accomplish something, how can you expect the universe to send you the opportunities you need? It just won't happen. So what can you do about this? Start by catching yourself in the moment. Recognizing negative self-talk is half the battle. When you hear yourself saying something disempowering, pause and replace it with a positive affirmation. Instead of "I'm not good enough," say "I am fully capable of achieving my desires." Instead of "I'll never get there," try something like "I'm right where I need to be on my journey." Since this full moon is in Gemini, it's the perfect time to become more mindful of your personal dialogue. You can take this moment to incorporate deliberate affirmations that uplift your mindset. It doesn't have to be complicated, just find a few phrases that resonate with you and repeat them daily throughout this lunation cycle. And if journaling is your thing, write down all the things you love about yourself and your journey. Let those words be a mirror of possibility rather than doubt. Remember, when you speak positively to yourself, you raise your vibration, which allows you to align more closely with the things you want to manifest. Now let's talk about the second toxic communication habit, gossip. Now before you think, "Hey, I don't gossip," let me break it down. We often engage in gossip when we don't even realize it. Anytime we talk negatively about someone else's circumstances or criticize their way of being, we're essentially focusing our energy on their issues instead of redirecting it toward our own growth. What's worse is that when we gossip, we anchor ourselves in a vibration of lack. There's this underlying belief that someone else's success somehow takes away from our own. But here's the truth, the success of others doesn't diminish yours. Gossip is only harmful to you because it keeps your focus on someone else's path instead of your own. When your energy is tied to criticizing or judging another person, guess what? That energy becomes part of what you're manifesting. You end up attracting drama, low vibration exchanges, and unnecessary negativity into your life. The key is to recognize these moments and redirect your energy back towards yourself and your own manifestations. This full moon in Gemini offers a great opportunity to break free from the gossip cycle. Gemini's energy loves communication, but it thrives when we're sharing ideas that uplift or inspire. So instead of engaging in low vibe conversations, why not aim for more positive, future-focused discussions? Talk about your dreams, your passions, and the direction you want to go in life. If a conversation turns toward gossip, redirect it by commenting on what fascinates you about life and learning from others' experiences rather than judging them. You'll find that as you shift your focus towards more positive conversations, you start to open up new doors for personal growth, which brings us to the third toxic communication habit, complaining. It's easy to fall into the trap of complaining, especially when you're frustrated with how things are going. We often do this as a way to release emotional tension, thinking it helps vent out the frustration. But unfortunately, every time we complain about something, we're sending out energetic signals of discontentment. Complaining plants more seeds of dissatisfaction and in turn creates the vibration of exactly what we don't want. When you constantly focus on what's not working, you amplify those problems, and that's the exact opposite of what you want when you're trying to manifest a better reality. Full moons are gateways for releasing anything that's been weighing you down, and this lunar event in Gemini is offering you the perfect chance to release the habit of complaining. Here's a practical way to counteract the urge to complain. Gratitude. When you feel the urge to complain, bubble up, pause, and list out 3 things you're grateful for in that moment. It might take a little practice at first, but once you shift your energy towards appreciation, you'll notice how much lighter you feel. And that energy is what creates fertile ground for your manifestations to grow. You're retraining your mind to focus on what's working rather than what's not. The 4th toxic communication habit that can block manifestation is something that might surprise you: over-explaining or over-apologizing. If you've ever found yourself explaining your decisions to people when it wasn't really necessary, or constantly apologizing for minor things, this one is for you. When you over-explain, it usually comes from a fear of being misunderstood or concern that people won't accept your choices. Over-apologizing often indicates that you feel guilty for taking up space or asking for what you need. This communication habit is rooted in insecurity, and it sends out the message to the universe that you're not confident about your desires or your right to have them. Manifestation happens when we are aligned with our wants and we trust that we deserve them, but over-apologizing and over-explaining dilutes that energy. Essentially, you water down your intentions by trying to justify them to everyone else. To shift this habit, start practicing conscious brevity. Speak with confidence in what you want without feeling the need to explain yourself. It's okay to take up space, to make bold moves, and to simply state your desires without apology. During this full moon in Gemini, practice speaking with clarity and calm authority. When you express your desires with certainty, the universe has no choice but to listen. Finally, the 5th toxic communication habit is avoiding difficult conversations. We've all been there. You need to have a talk with someone about an important or sensitive topic, but instead you avoid it. Maybe it feels too uncomfortable, or maybe you're afraid of opening up old wounds. The problem is, avoiding these necessary talks creates unresolved feelings. All those unspoken emotions build up, and whether you're aware of it or not, they start to block the flow of energy in your life. When energy is stagnant, manifestation can't happen. Remember, the energy we put out into the world is returned to us. If there are unresolved tensions or conflicts, whether with someone else or within yourself, those blockages translate into your ability to bring new opportunities into your life. The full moon in Gemini is the perfect time to finally address those uncomfortable conversations. Gemini promotes clear, open communication, so if you've been putting off a necessary discussion, now's the time to do it. Approach these talks with compassion and honesty. You might feel nervous at first, but this act of clearing the air releases all the stagnant energy that's been preventing your breakthroughs. And beyond personal relationships, consider how you might also need to have a conversation with yourself. Are there areas of your life where you've been avoiding the truth? This full moon is offering you a chance to reflect and realign. Be honest with yourself about where changes need to happen, even if they feel uncomfortable. Now that we've uncovered those 5 toxic communication habits, you might be wondering, how can you use this full moon in Gemini to actively rewire those patterns? The good news is this astrological event offers higher clarity and the ability to adapt. So you can absolutely make the most of this time by setting the intention to improve how you communicate both with yourself and the world around you. One suggestion is to perform a full moon ritual specifically focused on clearing out these old communication habits. Grab your journal and under the light of the full moon, write down the toxic communication habits that you're ready to let go of, whether it's negative self-talk, gossiping, complaining, over-explaining, or avoiding tough conversations. Be clear about what no longer serves you. Then write down how you plan to replace these habits with clearer, higher vibrational expressions. You might write something like, "I'm committed to speaking with compassion and confidence," or "I now express myself in a way that aligns with my true desires." If you want to take it a step further, you can even burn that paper as a symbolic act of release. As the paper turns to ash, imagine those old habits dissolving, making room for new patterns that support your highest good. After the ritual, sit with your intentions for a while. Visualize what it looks like to speak your truth with confidence. Picture yourself having those necessary conversations free from fear. Imagine your words flowing effortlessly, full of clarity and power. As you align with this new way of communicating, you'll find that the things you want to manifest will begin to align with you. The full moon in Gemini offers you a cosmic reset. It's a time to reflect on how your communication patterns may have been holding you back and to shift them in ways that open the doors to your manifestations. Remember, your words are powerful. They set the tone for how you interact with the world and how the universe interacts with you. So as you move forward, keep practicing mindfulness in your speech. Speak kindly to yourself. Uplift others in your conversations. Focus on solutions rather than complaining. Stand firm in your choices without the need to explain them. And embrace those difficult conversations as opportunities for growth. This full moon brings the energy of transformation, and by aligning your words with your desires, you'll be able to manifest the life you've been dreaming of. If you felt inspired by this conversation and want to continue learning how to use astrology and the law of attraction to manifest your desires, be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who might need it too. Thank you for watching.